And here with this week's Magician Sports Report is Jess Burton. Jess?
Thank you, John. Today we're going to start with the volleyball team because they had a busy week with 4 matches and they won all of them. They are 5-2 on the young season, a year after they only won 7 games total. This is much more like what we are used to from the Magicians volleyball program, and it's good to see them playing like a conference champion contender again. It also helps to have an MVP candidate on the team, and that's what they have in junior Greta Sachs. Greta is putting up huge numbers this fall, and she helped lead the team to their undefeated week with 9 kills on just 13 swings in a 3-0 sweep of Winthrop. Then she had 8 kills, 2 blocks, and 5 aces in a 3-0 win over Salem. The Witches program is not good, as they failed to reach double-digit points in any of the games. But another junior standout, Maria Madronenska, had 8 kills with 9 aces, and the team as a whole had 25 of them. Their next game was the most competitive of the week at Peabody. The Magicians lost the opening game 27-25, but won the next 3 to pick up the W. Sachs once again dominated with 15 kills and 5 blocks, and setter Eva Burke had 28 assists. And their final game of the week was one we covered versus Beverly, and it was another 3-game sweep over what looked like an inexperienced Panther team. They only reached double digits once, as MHS dominated them from early on in each game. Sachs and Madronenska combined for 21 kills, Burke had 26 assists, and Marblehead Sports Shop Player of the Game senior captain Megan Parkman had 7 digs, but she is clearly a tremendous leader for this young team that is playing excellent right now. Coach Colleen Miller said in her post-game email that, quote, Megan's communication and hustle as libero continue to enable Marblehead's offense to become more consistent, end quote. You can see the full game on MHTV on Monday, September 23rd at 7:30 and the 28th at 1, brought to you by our community partner, National Grand Bank, and it's also on our MHTV YouTube page. Junior superstar runner Mario Connell continues to smash basically every record that she comes across, setting another one this week in the girls cross-country meet versus Swampscott. Mari finished first in the race, setting a new MHS home course record by 24 seconds. The race ended in a tie score, but the victory went to MHS because their 6th runner to finish beat Swampscott's 6th runner to finish. The scoring usually goes by the top 5 from each teams. So it was a great day all around from the team, which is 2-1 overall, and of course congrats to Mari on the record, which I bet she breaks again at some point this season. The boys cross-country team improved to 3-0, beating the Swamp 21-37, and their top runners also continued to impress. Will Cerruti won the race in 17:02, with teammate, buddy, and fellow captain Nate Asa just 2 seconds behind him. Henrik Adams, Will Cruikshank, Jacob Zalewitz, and Jonah Potak finished 5th through 8th, respectively. The golf team has now won 5 straight, and everyone is pitching in to get the job done. They battled Beverly in their first outing of this week, winning 39.5 to 32.5 in a very close one. 5 players won their match. Tyler Forbes was the medalist with a 34, Marty Ryan shot a 35, and Jacob Hirschfield a 36, and James Bickle and Max King were also winners. Then they beat Danvers 38.5 to 33.5. Marty Ryan and Hirschfield were the medalists and each carded a 26. Also winning matches were Forbes and King. And they extended their win streak to 5 in a row with a 39-33 win over Masco. Ryan and Bickle shared the medalist honors, shooting 38s, and other match winners were Hirschfield, King, Grayson Leventhal, and Will Macrina. And the girls' soccer team started the fall 2-1, and now they've tied 3 straight matches, including both games this week. In their 1-1 draw with Beverly, MHS went ahead 5 minutes into the second half on Sadie Halpern's second goal of the season, but then the Panthers pounced on a free kick opportunity, netting it with about 15 minutes left. And then their next game was their 3rd straight draw, 2-2 with Saugus. Coach Wales said in her post-game email that they knew Saugus was going to be tough, and it didn't help that MHS had 2 starters out. Sammy Dosh came off the bench and was the difference maker in the game for MHS, setting up the first goal, placing a cross to Callie Gilmore. And then Dosh scored her first of the fall. It was a tying goal with 15 minutes left on a corner kick from Courtney Hitzerich, who has 3 goals, and that was her 3rd assist on the year. The team carries a 2-1-3 record into a big week ahead with games versus Danvers, St. Mary's, and Masco as they try to get back in the win column. The boys soccer team brought a 3-game win streak into this week, and they had it snapped by Beverly in a 1-0 loss, but then they started a new win streak with a 3-0 win over Saugus at home. Kyle Hart scored twice, and Jared Halpern netted his second of the fall. Elan Drucker dealt out his 5th assist with Steph Shepard and Miles Fontella-Tuttle also dishing out helpers. Rory Zampies picked up his third clean sheet of the fall, and he looks dialed in net. The team is 5-2, and those were the first 2 games of 6 straight at home. The team has Danvers, Masco, Salem, and Peabody to round out the stretch at Piper. And the field hockey team, they went 1-2 this week, and they are now 2-3 overall. They started the week with their win, a 4-1 win over Peabody. It was a big day for senior captain Gabby Hendy, who potted her first career hat trick. Youngster Savannah Black scored the other goal, and her older sister Captain Avery Black had an assist. The win-in for the week stopped there, though, as they were held to just a goal in each of their next 2, losing 4-1 to Swampscott, with Hendy scoring her 4th in 2 games, and Avery Black scored the only goal in their 6-1 loss to Masco to end the week. They have Saugus and Ipswich next, and they should be able to at least split those games. And finally, the Magicians football team, they dropped to 0-2, losing 40-13 to the defending Division II Super Bowl champions King Philip. They were down 26-6 at the half, and Finn Gallup, who started the year as the second-string quarterback, played almost the whole game, throwing and rushing for a touchdown. And just in some local sports news, the Swampscott boys hockey team will be merging with the Peabody Saugus team, at least for the next 2 years, creating a 3-town team to field 1 roster between the 3 towns. Peabody will be the host school for home games, with games being played at the McVan O'Keefe Rink, so no more Headers Big Blue rivalry in boys hockey, at least for a couple years. So be sure to follow MHTV Sports on our social media pages for highlights, scores, stats, and more. With the Magician Sports Report, I'm Jess Burton.